Hey guys, welcome back to another video today. It's I think it's an hour till the Premier League season kicks off, so we're gonna get our Premiership League predictions out now, so we can get this done. Also I'm gonna go from bottom up to top. I'm not gonna give any clues away at all, but you'll probably get the clue when I get to the top 5. Who's going to finish where? But I'm gonna start from bottom up to top, and also 18th down to when it gets relegated. So I'm gonna start off with the newcomers back to the Premier League after one season away, Norwich City, as they just came up and don't really have a good enough team to survive. So it'll be good to see them survive in the Premiership, mind you, in the Premier League, mind you, but I just don't see it. So hopefully they can survive today, well, this season. And 19th, I've got Burnley. I don't know why I popped them that low down. I just don't think I'll manage to stay up for the season again. So they've been in the Premier League for the past 5 years, I think it is now. And to be honest, it's been good to see them in the Premier League, but I think their time is up and I think they should just go down now because they're not really a good enough team to be in the Premier League. And 18th, I've got Brighton. I think their time's up. I just don't know why. I don't know why I popped these two in the relegation zone. I just did because I couldn't think about putting like Watford or something in the relegation zone. I think they would have a really good season and manage to stay up. So yeah, I popped Brighton to go down. And 17th, I've got Southampton. And there's reasons behind this. They've just lost Danny Ings to Aston Villa, and I just don't think their team's nothing without Danny Ings. I think they're going to struggle without him. Even if they've brought in Adam Armstrong, I just don't think they'll manage to do as well as they done last season, or half this season what they done well, not half not so well. But you know what I mean. I don't think they'll be able to have the same season as they done last year. So I popped them in 17th. And 16th, I've got the newcomers, Watford. I think they have a really good enough team to stay up. They've had a busy transfer window. I wouldn't really say it's been the best transfer window in the league, mind you. But they have been active in the transfer window. I think they're going to have a good start to the season to manage to stay up. We've got the cycling GK Ben Foster go pro behind the goal to watching the Premier League this season, so it'll be good to see that. So hopefully they could stay up this season because they're a good enough team to stay up. So hopefully we could see them a lot longer in the Premier League this season. This time now coming. And 15th, I've got Newcastle. They've just signed Joe Willock on a permanent deal. I think that's a really good deal. He had a really good half a season at Newcastle on loan last year. It's a really good deal what Seaforth has done for Newcastle there. They haven't been very active in the transfer window, mind you, but they have signed some good players. And 14th, I've got another active team in the transfer window, but I've got Everton. I just don't think they'll do that good as they had last season. I think they'll just completely crumble under new management of Rafa Benitez, whatever you call him. I just don't think he's brought too many good players to the club. He has brought Dimitri Gray back to the Premier League. He has signed Townsend, but they got 4-0 by Man United. That's not a very good play. They have not had a very best pre-season going, so I popped them in 14th. Yes, pre-season in the league, pre-season doesn't matter, but you would still want to win games to get comfortably kicked off, do you? So they didn't really get kicked off. They got 4-0 by Man United. And 13th, I've got Crystal Palace. I just think they'll have a really good season under the new manager. And the fact is, I don't really pay attention to some Premier League teams, but I think they've been alright in the transfer window. They took it late to release their kit. But same again, Crystal Palace had a really good pre-season. So, there we go. And 12th, I've got the newcomers Brentford. I think they're going to have a really, really solid season this season. I think they're going to have a really solid season after being in that first time being in the Premier League. I think this is their first time being in the Premier League, but I think they're going to do fine. They'll finish mid-table. They survived, I'm not going to say they just survived. I think they'll just be, for no more. Just a few points ahead of Crystal Palace and just a couple behind whatever team's ahead. But in 12th and 11th, I've got Wolves. I think Brentford's going to be a couple of points just behind Wolves. They lost their manager, Nuno, so that's going to be a gutter for them. But I just think they'll have an alright season and manage to stay up just a normal. Well, not just a normal. I think they'll just have an average mid-table season. Same again as last season, had an average season. But in 10th, I've had the most active, probably one of the best transfer windows we've seen this year is Aston Villa. Even though they lost Jack Grealish to Man City for 100 million, but they've been really busy before then, and obviously they've had such a good transfer window, signing Danny Ings, Bailey from Germany. They signed a few good players. They signed a Norwich player for 22 million. They've had a really good transfer window, and they've been active. They probably still are being active around it, looking for players. So still won't be done. They'll still be trying to find a replacement for Jack Grealish. So I put them in 10th. 9th, I put Spurs. The reasons behind this is just because they've got a new management, and I think they'll struggle to kick off their season. I think it'll take time for Nuno to kick off Spurs, the new era of Spurs. I think it'll take a good year or two because they've had problems behind the scenes with Harry Kane wanting to leave. So hopefully they could do well. Hopefully they could get higher than 9th. If they do, I want to look like a complete mug. But yeah, I've got them in 9th. In 8th, I've got Arsenal. I think they'll just have an alright season, an average season, what they usually have. I should have swapped Spurs and Arsenal around, mind you, but too late now. So I think Arsenal will have an alright season. Just him, Ben White for 50 million. So what Leeds were after all last season got rejected. So hopefully we could be able to see a good season from Arsenal this season, but they won't have a good enough amount to reach the top 6. In 7th, I've got West Ham. I don't know why. I don't think they're going to do as well as they done last year. They slipped off a lot last year near the end of the season. I think they'll have a really good team after beating Celtic 6-2. They had a really good pre-season beating Celtic 6-2 at Celtic Park, and that they drew 2-2 against Dundee. Okay, they might not have the proper sword on against Dundee. Dundee would have got thumped, but yeah, West Ham had an average pre-season. It's been good to see West Ham playing good again. I hope they have a really good season under David Moyes, whatever you want to announce it. In 6th, I've got Leeds. I think they will make it to Europe this year. I think they'll have a really good season this year, a better season than they had last year. They haven't really been active, and I have signed a couple of players for in the transfer window, but they've been alright, so I popped them 6th. They had a good pre-season. Had an alright pre-season actually. They first really hard teams. They first Ajax and got beautifully won twice in one day, so they had a really alright season. Leeds might be a bit of a biased option because I really do like Leeds. I like their fan base and that, so I have popped them 6th. And 5th, I've got Chelsea. Don't ask why I didn't know why I popped on 5th. I should have put one of Leicester 5th or something, but I'm not going to say why I popped them. But yes, I've got Chelsea 5th. I don't think they'll win the champ. I don't think they'll reach the Champions League this year, but I think Chelsea will get near the final of the Champions League again. They're champions of Europe. They've had a really good season last year. Well, I wouldn't really say they had a really good season last year. They had an average season last year. Just managed to sneak in that top 4 after Leicester's one slipped off. But I've got in 4th Leicester City. I think they're finally going to reach the Champions League. They deserve it after a couple of years of being 2nd, 3rd, 4th, all the way through the season to the last 5 games. They always slip up in the last 5 games. This time they slipped up for the last game of the season. They would have reached Champions League football if they won in the last game of the season, but they didn't. They got beat. So yes, I think Leicester are finally going to make the top 4 and finally make Champions League football this year. And 3rd, I've got the Premier League winners, Man City. I think they'll slip off a bit. I think with fans back, I think they will struggle a bit more, even though they had a really good. They only signed a couple of players. I think one player, and that's Jack Grealish for 100 million. Jack Hughes is a very good player. I like Jack Hughes. I've always said I always liked him. I always liked Jack Hughes. I like his style of play of football. I like the one he goes down when he gets tackled. He's just a very smart player. And Man City are very lucky to have him. Aston Villa are very unlucky not to have him now, but better things have to move on at some point. And second, I've got last year's Premier League winners, Liverpool. I think they'll have a better season this year with fans back. Full capacity is back in England, so I think Liverpool have a very good season this year. I don't think they'll win the league. And also, who's my final team is? Man United to win the league. But yeah, Liverpool finished second. And first, I've got Man United. They've had a really, really good transfer window, signing Jadon Sancho, Varane. They're still in talks with Saul from Atletico Madrid. They're still in talks with Kieran Trippier. They're in talks with a few more players. And also, if they lose Paul Pogba, they'll have that money to spend on another midfielder. They still have Van de Beek, they have Cavani, they have Rashford, they have Sancho, they have Greenwood. They have Martial, Cavani. So they have really good players to win that league. Also, they have Henderson and David De Gea. They have one of the best teams in that league. And to be honest, that team like that should be winning the league, no problem. I don't think it'll be by a lot they'll win the league. I think it'll be about 6 points out of Man United and Liverpool. Even 10. I'll say 14 points difference. I think they'll just win it no more. But like I'll go down to the last 5 games. I think Liverpool will slip away in the last 5 and Man United will control the last 5 games. They'll win the league in the last game of the season. That's my Premier League predictions. Thank you for watching. Remember to leave a like and subscribe at the bottom. And remember to turn your notification bell on so you know when I upload. Thank you for watching and stay safe.